Hi, I'm Scott Braddock, and I was born with AMC.
I'm Summer Braddock, and I was born with AMC.
I'm 34 years old. Um, when I was born, my parents were told that I would probably never walk. And through casting and a lot of surgeries, I started walking at the age of 3.
When I was born, the doctors told my parents that I wouldn't live past the summer. So that's why my parents named me Summer. I obviously lived way past what they thought. Even though they thought I wouldn't walk, I ended up walking with braces. Um, I was born with an identical twin sister who was normal. I got to watch her do most everything growing up, and it was hard because I wasn't able to. I had all my surgeries and walked up until 6th grade, and then I chose to go the chair route. After my last surgery that I had, it was too painful to walk with my club feet and my knees. My knees used to bend, so they had to push them into the brace. And so then I had surgery where they corrected the knees, but the back of the legs rubbed against the brace. It just was way too painful to walk.
As a young kid in like elementary school,
Well, Scott.
I tried to think of myself as just another kid, and I had a lot of friends.
He has 1,000 friends.
And actually, some of the friends I made in elementary school, I still see very often. As I grew up and got into middle school, however, some kids started to make fun of me, and that hurt a lot. I'll admit it. It made me sad. They would just make fun of the way my arms were, and just say mean things to me. From then on, my high school years were good. I started driving at 16. My sisters were mad because my parents made them wait until they were 17, but I kept saying, I never could ride a bike or anything, so I guilt tripped my parents into letting me drive at 16. And that was after a few people telling me that I would never drive. So I don't know, one thing I like to pride myself on is if somebody tells me I can't do something, I eat it up and I use it as motivation. So that was definitely the case with that.
Yeah, high school, it wasn't, it was okay. It wasn't that great for me. Like I said, I had a sister who was able to drive when she was 16 and I wasn't able to, and she went to prom and homecoming and I never did that. I never got asked out on a date. I never had boyfriends. I couldn't go to many people's places because there were steps to get in their homes, and I had a few friends, but not a ton. But yeah, high school was really hard because I was very depressed. I didn't want to be around. I would say that I wanted to die every day. But I made it through. It was tough. I know I was gonna cry during this part, but it's definitely one of the hardest years. In college, in college, I liked being out on my own. I was independent. I lived in a dorm at Wright State, but I was still sad all the time because, everybody was getting dates, and, then pretty soon they all get engaged, and it's like, we've never even been in a relationship, and nobody really understands, and everybody tells you, you're gonna find somebody. You don't believe it.
You're right.
I met Scott through the AMCSI newsletter. I opened my email one morning and I saw his picture, and that he was a new member, and I saw that he was from Ohio, and I saw that he had his master's degree, and I thought we would get along.
Well, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was asleep and I heard my phone go off, and I looked over and I was like, oh, hey, this cute girl just messaged me. And so, like Summer said, we've been talking every day since. I called her all the time on the phone early on. I went down to Piqua, which is about 2.5 hours away, and had our first date. Another good memory is when we got the white van. We were able to go out on a date, just us two, and that was the first time that we could do that. We went to Red Lobster in summer.
He finally got to feed
Summer
me.
let me help feed her. It was right around. We went to the Minnesota meet or the Minnesota conference, and shortly after that, Summer moved in here. After what, 5 months?
Hmm.
Summer moved up to Norwalk, and
He said, what do I need to do to get you to move here? And I said, really, the two main things are you're going to have to get used to somebody coming in your place and taking care of me. And you're going to have to transform one of your bathrooms into a roll-in shower because he had 2 bathtubs. There's no way I can get in that. And I told my parents, I'm moving in with Scott at this date. I don't care if the shower is done or not.
my parents were over helping me clean up and get stuff organized before she came. They're like, maybe you should wait a few more days, and I wasn't having that.
That's exactly what
I
my
was like,
parents
no,
said.
no,
Maybe
this
you
is
should
the day.
wait a few more days, and I was like, no. Honestly, I felt like I knew. Like there was no doubt in my mind that I knew that I was with the right person. Yeah, I think living together, we learned like the things we can do, the things we can't do, the things we can help each other with. You know, sometimes he'll fall outside and yell for me, and I'll go out there and I'll help him up with my chair or something. And he helps me all the time with everything I need, and he never minds at all. My life has changed completely from when I was younger. I'm so blessed to have found that email and added him, because if I didn't, I don't even know if we really would have ever met. And if we didn't ever meet, I would probably still be the sad girl I was.
Ever since I can remember, I always wanted to be a family man, to have a wife and kids and a dog, and I mean, I can see that coming true. My dreams are coming true, and I met the girl of my dreams, and she makes me happy every day. Every day I come home with a smile on my face. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you. You're who I'm talking about.